Most men grow up believing that a woman's climax depends on skill, stamina, or copying techniques they've seen somewhere else. But psychology and neuroscience tell a very different story. Female climax is not a physical trick. It is a mental and neurological permission process. If the brain does not feel safe, present, and emotionally engaged, the body simply does not respond, no matter what position you use. That's why some men do everything right and still feel confused, while others seem to do very little and yet create intense attraction and pleasure. The difference is not talent. The difference is understanding how the female mind works during intimacy. From a psychological perspective, arousal and climax in women are closely tied to the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the part of the nervous system responsible for relaxation, trust, and letting go. When this system is active, the body opens up to pleasure. When it is blocked by anxiety, pressure, or self-consciousness, climax becomes extremely difficult. Positions that help her climax are not about visuals or dominance. They are about how a position makes her nervous system feel. One of the most important psychological factors is control without responsibility. Research shows that women climax more easily when they feel they can subtly guide what is happening without feeling like they have to perform or lead. Positions that allow her to adjust angle, closeness, or pacing, even in very small ways, give her brain a sense of safety. Safety does not mean boredom. Safety means the absence of threat. And threat can be as subtle as worrying whether she looks good, whether she's taking too long, or whether you're getting impatient. Another overlooked factor is predictability. The male brain often seeks novelty during arousal, but the female brain tends to deepen pleasure through consistency. Once her body begins responding positively to a certain rhythm or alignment, sudden changes can pull her mind out of the experience. Psychology studies on attention show that climax requires a sustained focus state. Positions that allow steady movement without interruption support this focus and make climax far more likely. Eye contact and emotional orientation also play a major role. When a woman can see your face, read your expressions, and feel emotionally mirrored, oxytocin levels rise. Oxytocin reduces anxiety and increases bodily sensitivity. This is why positions that allow closeness and emotional feedback consistently outperform those that feel disconnected. This is not about romance movies. This is measurable neurochemistry. Another crucial element is muscle relaxation. If her body is tense because she's supporting weight, balancing, or holding herself in place, her brain diverts attention away from pleasure. Studies on female arousal show that positions allowing physical support, where her legs, hips, and core can relax, increase orgasm frequency. Relaxation is not laziness. Relaxation is neurological readiness. There is also the issue of pressure expectations. Many women report that the moment they sense impatience or a goal-oriented mindset, their arousal drops. Positions that naturally slow things down send a subconscious signal that there is no rush. This removes performance anxiety and allows arousal to build naturally. The irony is that slowing down often leads to faster climax because the mind stops resisting. Psychology also emphasizes the importance of rhythmic synchronization. When movement, breathing, and emotional pacing align, the brain enters a flow state. Flow states are associated with reduced self-monitoring and increased bodily awareness. Positions that encourage synchronized movement help her brain shift out of thinking mode and into sensation mode. This is one of the strongest predictors of climax. Let's also talk about emotional reassurance without words. Constant verbal checking can actually pull her out of the experience. Positions that allow gentle nonverbal feedback, touch, closeness, calm presence, communicate reassurance without activating her thinking brain. Silence, when combined with emotional attunement, is often far more powerful than talking. Another scientifically supported factor is angle stability. Sudden changes force the brain to recalibrate sensation. Positions that maintain a consistent internal angle allow sensory signals to build instead of resetting. This is one reason why repetition is so powerful. The nervous system thrives on familiarity when approaching climax. One of the biggest mistakes men make is assuming intensity equals effectiveness. In reality, female climax is often blocked by overstimulation. Psychology research shows that when stimulation becomes too intense too quickly, the brain activates protective mechanisms that dull sensation. Positions that allow gradual buildup are far more effective than those that focus on force or speed. Now let's address something deeper. Women climax more easily when they feel emotionally chosen rather than evaluated. Positions that allow closeness, warmth, and presence communicate acceptance without judgment. This reduces self-consciousness and increases body trust. When a woman stops monitoring herself, climax becomes a natural outcome instead of a struggle. Another important psychological principle is time distortion. When a woman loses track of time, climax becomes more likely. Positions that allow you to stay steady for longer periods help her brain disengage from clocks, expectations, and outcomes. This is why patience is one of the most underrated traits in attraction and intimacy. There is also a strong link between emotional pacing and physical response. Rushing emotionally, even if physically slow, can still block climax. Positions that encourage emotional presence, not anticipation of the end, support deeper arousal. The brain needs to feel that nothing else matters in that moment. From a behavioral psychology standpoint, women respond best when intimacy feels like shared exploration rather than a performance. Positions that allow mutual comfort rather than spectacle create this feeling naturally. When the body feels accepted, it responds more openly. What most people never tell you is this: the best positions are the ones that keep her mind inside her body. Every time her mind jumps to thoughts about appearance, timing, or expectations, climax moves further away. Positions that minimize mental distractions are the ones science supports. So if you want to help her climax more often, stop searching for techniques and start understanding states. Calm beats urgency, consistency beats variety, presence beats performance, support beats effort. When these psychological conditions are met, the body does the rest on its own. This is why men who understand female psychology don't chase tricks. They create environments, emotional and physical, where climax feels safe. And once a woman associates that feeling with you, attraction deepens far beyond the physical. Because in the end, climax is not something you give her. It is something her body allows when her mind feels right.